The torture report was released, and it revealed that it took a born-again Christian who worships a guy nailed and hung to a cross to teach us that torture is really moral, especially if Pontius Pilate had a memo from John Hughes saying crucifixion was legal. The list of torture techniques is extensive, but let me highlight a few of my favorites. Non-stop 24-hour waterboarding, standing on broken legs, forced rectal rehydration, which I'm against outside the bedroom, anal raping to the point of rectal prolapse, hanging from the ceiling in diapers, and using a bucket to defecate it as a reward. And there's plenty more. All I can say is that it's a good thing George Bush was such a super Christian, or who knows what they would have done. Maybe even force them to use birth control, or worse, bake a gay cake. Yes, we learned of forced rectal rehydration. So it turns out that George Bush isn't against men jamming stuff up their ass, just if they enjoy it. What people don't understand is there's bad torture and there's good torture. The bad torture is the kind other people do. The good torture is the kind we do. If our enemies are bad, then to them it gives us permission to be horrible too. You fight fire with fire and deprave barbarism by becoming a depraved barber who gives torturous haircuts. Jesus knew that the only way to fight evil is to become the devil ourselves. We must remember that we not only fight the enemy to protect our lives, but to protect our way of life, which means the principles that this country was founded on, the principles of our nation that are important enough to fight and kill for, but just not important enough to follow. It's our values that separate us from the Nazis, Al-Qaeda, and ISIS. Our value on the dignity of every human life. And when terrorists threaten our values, Bush solved the problem by having our values have no value. It's kind of ironic that the only time Republicans are pro-government is when the government is doing heinous acts of barbarism in secret. Now, a lot of torture apologists argue that revealing the report on torture will cause more terrorists to want to attack us and puts us in danger. Yeah, I'm sure there are thousands of terrorists around the world right now saying, the bombs that killed my family are one thing, but this report about the CIA really pushes me over the edge. They say torture works, which it doesn't. But thanks to torture, Al-Qaeda and ISIS have completely disappeared, terrorism is over, the Muslim world loves the United States, and Dick Cheney has given all his blood-soaked millions to charity. And let's remember that when people ask if torture works, what they're really asking is, do war crimes work? If so, then America, fuck yeah! You know what else works? Chemical weapons work, mass murder works, slave labor works, Carlos Mencia works, but that doesn't make it right. Fox News believes torture is sometimes moral. You think it's okay for me to use torture in my war against Christmas?